Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I was talking with a guy at the gym this morning about being an incel. Do you know that term? That's new to me. Now I'm 50 years old. I feel like an old man. I don't follow a lot of social media. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I don't give a fuck about those sites. I don't spend a lot of time scrolling Facebook, and I don't know a lot of these new terms that cats are using. So I had to look that shit up. But basically, it's just dudes not having sex. Now, what I found out is there's a growing trend of young men who are not having sex. And I guess this is a problem somehow. And from my friend at the gym, he was particularly distressed about his sex life. He may be watching this, and I don't want to belittle him with describing this video. I'll keep his name anonymous. But I wanted to go into this topic, and maybe you guys can help flesh this stuff out for me and for my friend, and we can just have a conversation about it. In my little research that I did, which wasn't long, I found that there is a growing trend amongst men that it was like 2/3 or something of young men these days are not having sex. So there's a lot of them. So first off, you're not alone. To anybody out there who may feel like this is a problem, you're not getting laid enough. You wish that you were. Maybe you haven't been laid ever. That's with my buddy at the gym. He's yet to have had sex with a woman, and he's in his 20s, and it's very distressing to him. He feels a lot of pressure. You're not alone. This is a growing trend. Lots of people are on this. It's not you. This is a sign of the times. Now, I mean, it may be you. I can't nullify or erase that, erase you from the chalkboard. I don't know everyone out there. You may have issues with meeting women. You may meeting women. You may not have any game. You may not be even playing the game. I suggest staying away from pickup artists. I suggest switching your outlook. It's funny because with women, there's an idea of purity. I mean, obviously, not all women are following this, but there is this traditional stereotype of purity amongst a virginal woman, right? Going into marriage, she's never been fucked. Dudes like that shit. That's something in almost all societies throughout Europe, Africa, South America, United States, North America, that purity amongst women is desirable. That's more desirable than a slut, right? I put two beautiful women, one who's never been fucked, one who's been fucked 1,000 times. Which one do you want to marry? Right? I mean, it's obvious, right? We know that, right? Some people say that's misogynist, whatever. It's just the way it is. Now, with men, it's the opposite. This is why I think it's interesting. If you are a virginal man, if you're a guy who hasn't slept around, by the time that you're 20, and if you haven't fucked a bunch of chicks, society, your buddies, even your psychiatrist, if you go to one, everybody almost seems to, even your parents, everybody seems to expect you to be like a dirty dog, to just go fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck. It's what young men do, right? They fuck everything. And if you don't, something's weird, you're weirdo. Something's wrong with you. That kind of pressure, those kinds of roles can put a lot of pressure on people, especially on a young man. I suggest to my buddy at the gym, and I suggest to anybody out there who's having problems with this, I hate to use the word incel, because these are internet terms that I'm not really familiar with, but that's what I've been told is what we're talking about. If you're having problems with this, stop hunting for pussy. Stop. Stop thinking that getting laid is going to change your life or is something that a rite of passage that you're missing out on. Relationships aren't about sex. Love isn't about sex. If all you're looking for is an orgasm, go jack off. Because that's all you're going to do if you meet a chick and you have sex. That's all it is. It's self-serving masturbation. There has to be love. There has to be a bond. Work on relationships. Work on friendships. Stop looking for a pussy and start looking for friends. The more friends you have that are women, say if I'm talking to my buddy at the gym, the more opportunity that you have to get into a relationship, to find someone that you like, that you bond with on all kinds of different levels. Have conversations, don't have sex. I've jumped into bed with women way too quick and it's ruined the relationship every single time. I've never met a woman and banged her out on a hot date and had that turned into a wonderful relationship. I've never met a one-night stand and had that turn into a wonderful relationship. All of the wonderful relationships that I've had, I haven't had tons of them, but the couple that I've had have started with that bond between us, that friendship bond, that communication bond, getting to know each other, getting to respect each other. When you really have respect for somebody and you really like them, you want to do things for them, sex becomes a gift. You want to make them feel good. When you're just thinking about pussy, you watch a lot of porn and you want to recreate those images and you're just, pussy hungry, you're just horny. There's no gift in that. That's personal gratification. That's why I call it masturbation, because even though you may be sticking it into somebody, you're not really giving them anything. You're just trying to get your rocks off so you can leave. That's why a lot of, jokes are about wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You get your nut and then you say, hit the door, make me a sandwich, get the fuck out. That type of attitude is, trust me, if you've missed out on that, good. You don't want to be one of those types. Focus on friendships. Focus on relationships. I think that's a healthier path to take if you're having problems in this area. Now, that doesn't just solve your sex issue. You wanted to hear, well, go get a prostitute or, find a friend with benefit, or I can give you some pickup lines that will make chicks, fall for you and spread their legs. You have to change your outlook. You have to start thinking about what it is that you really want. Do you really just want a piece of ass? And that's it? Because you're watching too much porn and that's probably what it is? I think that's a mental problem. I think you're misunderstanding what relationships and what love is about. I think that you need to start self-analyzing what it is what hole are you trying to fill? What need are you trying to have met? Love, right? I mean, I say this in other videos. There's only two emotions. There's only two. Love and fear. That's all there is. There's no other emotion. All other emotions stem from either love or fear. All other emotions are either a love-based emotion or a fear-based emotion. It's important to understand the distinction. Self-analyze and realize and figure out, what am I searching for? Most of the time, I would say all of the time, that if you're searching for pussy, what you're really searching for is love. You're mistaking one for the other. It's a lot healthier of a hunt to look for love. Love can be found in so many different places. Love can be found from within. And when you look at it that way, and you build relationships that way, it all falls into place. You'll meet the right person, the one that you click with, the one that you have things in common with, the one that you fall for, the one that falls for you, the one that's calling you to find out how you are, not if you're going to come over later tonight, but just genuinely wants to know about you and how you're doing. Then when you finally have sex with her, it may take a while. That courtship may take a while. Don't go for a chick who gives it up on the first date. Even if she wants to, she's sitting there spreading Say, no, thank you. I don't fuck on the first date. I'd like to get to know you better first. That's power. That's strength. And that's masculinity. That's going into a relationship like a man. A lot of people online that give advice towards this incel issue, I don't really think it's an issue, but the people that are like that think it is. They can be very upset about it. The advice that they get a lot, which I didn't do a lot of research, but I did a little bit. The number one piece of advice that cats are giving out is to lift more. Get into physical fitness. Become a bodybuilder. That if you want pussy and your problem is you can't get laid, become a bodybuilder, get all jacked, and then it'll all fall into place. And I'm going to tell you, I got plenty of pussy when I was out of shape. It's not about how you look. I do suggest getting into shape. I do suggest lifting more. And the guy that I was talking to at the gym, if you're watching this, you could put in more than 3 days a week at the gym. You could be up there 5 days a week. You could be up there 6 days a week like me. Really, I'm not trying to say that I'm in way better shape than anybody. I'm not the biggest guy in the gym, but stop half-assing a program. You want to get somewhere, you got to do shit. You got to go all out with this shit. You got to follow a program, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't get a lot of results in the gym is because they're not really doing it. You want it or not, you got to really do it. But I don't use lifting, just lift more, as the cure for incels. I just think it's simply changing your outlook, changing your goal. Your goal isn't pussy, your goal is love. Thanks for watching.